One of the main aspects of Fortnite and the way that Epic Games is handling it is the fact that instead of adding new maps all the time, they prefer to make slight changes to the map itself to keep things fresh and new while still familiar. But just how different has the map gotten? How drastic have those changes been? It's pretty crazy to look at the original Fortnite map compared to the current one. And today on Chaos Top 10s, we're going to be counting down the 10 biggest changes to the Fortnite Battle Royale map so far. So let's get started. I'm running a huge Fortnite 15,000 V-Bucks giveaway the entire month. All you have to do to enter is like this video, be subscribed to the channel, turn on your notifications, and leave me a comment why you want to win with your Twitter handle attached. The winner will be picked at the end of the month. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Shifty Shafts. That's right, it's a popular landing area that is known for its fast-paced action and its close-range combat. Shifty Shafts is a small underground mining area filled with chests, guns, and multiple levels for the players to battle in, allowing for some pretty interesting engagements during the opening skirmish of a match. Now, originally, Shifty Shafts was not in the game at all, and there was just a handful of weapon spawns in that area where it would eventually be added. Now, that's not to say that the area was empty, because as I'm sure you know, Greasy Grove was just around the corner. However, they felt that there was a little too much emptiness to traverse between Greasy and the next major landmark, so they added in Shifty Shafts to accompany the surrounding houses and spawns. I think it was a good addition. At number 9, we have the Motel by Anarchy Acres. This is a pretty hit-or-miss spot on the map. On the east side of D2 on the current map, you will find a broken-down motel and a couple broken buildings next to it, all of which have some loot and chest spawns in them. What I mean by hit-or-miss is the fact that it seems like people either flood to the motel area or they ignore it altogether, which makes it a bit of a risky landing spot, especially since the layout of the area is so tight in close quarters that if you don't get a shotgun immediately, you're probably going to get blown away by the guy that did. Originally, there was no major landmark between Anarchy and Pleasant Park, but Epic decided to keep things a little more interesting during your journey from one of those places to another, so they added the motel to spice things up a bit. At number 8, we have Junk Junction and Haunted Hills. If you look at the original Fortnite map, you may notice that the northwest corner is pretty barren. It's empty. You've got Pleasant Park, and that's basically it, unless you want to count the surrounding mountains. Epic quickly realized that there needed to be something else there to make up for the lack of landmarks in this region of the map, but rather than just put one in, they decided to go for two. Junk and Haunted were added to section B2 and B3 respectively, but they also, ironically, became two of the most unpopular landing spots in the entire game due to the fact that they're so out of the way and the surrounding mountains make them pretty difficult to get to unless you get lucky with the party bus. Despite the fact that Junk and Haunted aren't exactly popular, I'm definitely glad they were added, or else the entire northwest region would still be dominated by Pleasant Park even more than it is already. At number 7, we have telescope sites. Up until somewhat recently in Fortnite, you didn't land in one of the main name locations on the map. You wouldn't have much opportunity to get chests or loot. Sure, you could check out the broken buildings, but as far as a standalone chest spawn goes, you were pretty much out of luck unless you landed nearby one of the main areas. Earlier this year, Epic decided to shake things up a bit and add a bunch of random RVs with telescopes and chests scattered throughout the map to add more landing options to the players who don't want to drop right into the fray. There's one on the mountain overlooking Pleasant, one on the mountain overlooking Dusty Depot, one right to the southwest of the racetrack, so on and so forth. There's a lot of them. Definitely a good addition to the game, if you ask me. Not only did it help spread out the landing spots, but it also introduced a bunch of extra loot opportunities to the game. Unfortunately, the telescope sites were nerfed or removed entirely with the Season 4 update, but we'll get into the exact details of that a little later. Oh, Snobby Shores. Much like Haunted Hills and Junk Junction, Snobby Shores was an addition that was supposed to spread people out more, but it didn't work because it didn't work. It wasn't popular. In fact, it too became one of the least popular areas on the map, and unless there is a challenge for eliminations or chest openings there, it's usually pretty empty. Snobby is located in section A5 of the map and features a few houses one by one with tons and tons of weapons and chests, spawns everywhere. Despite the hefty amount of loot, Snobby is usually unpopulated due to how out of the way it is, as well as the fact that it's hardly ever actually safe from the storm or from snipers up on the mountains. Still, I'm glad Snobby was added because it keeps the western region of the map a little more spread out. And if you're not into getting into the mix right out of the gate, definitely go Snobby, because if nobody else goes, you are going to come out of that suburban city, whatever it is, fully looted. Cracking into the top 5 today, the stadium by Snobby Shores, or the soccer field, or the gymnasium, or the school, whatever you want to call it. This is another addition to the western region of the map that was intended to spread people out a bit, and it definitely did the job. In section C5 of the map, you will find an indoor soccer field accompanied by a pool, a gas station, a basketball court, a taco stand, and whenever you do land in Snobby, the stadium area is usually going to be your first stop after you run out of it. And it's also a common place for people to hit after coming out of Tilted Tower, since it's just outside of that, as well as it is with Pleasant and Greasy. The stadium area was a great addition, since not only did it add another potential landing spot in the western region of the map, but it also serves as a common battleground for people coming out of all the other major landing spots, since it's dead center of Pleasant, Tilted, Greasy, and Snobby. At number 4, we have Lucky Landing Tower by Tilted Towers. Newer players to the game may not know that Lucky Landing is actually a pretty new addition to the map. For a long time, the area of the map where Lucky now is was just empty for no reason to go there unless you were one of those weirdos who like to drop Moisty Mire. Before Lucky Landing was added, there were a few red and white towers scattered around the map with tons of loot in them, although they were all removed once the official location was added. One of the main ones was located just outside of Tilted Towers and across the River of Death of the mountain, and you often see it while you're making your way to Salty Springs. This tower had 4 chest spawns and it was a great place to stock up, although it was a little risky to land there since you were sitting on the top of a mountain with no real cover and a long run to your next major destination. At number 3, we have Lucky Landing Tower by Lonely Lodge. Another one of the main Lucky Landing Towers was located just outside of Lonely Lodge on that path leading to the exit of it on the west side. This tower also has a whopping 4 chest spawns inside it, and if you manage to get there first, you could totally be stocked up and ready to go before you even step foot in Lucky Landing. Just like the previous entry, this tower was removed when Lucky Landing was added, and it was replaced with a standard tower with 2 regular weapon spawn. All this Lucky Landing talk. At number 2, Lucky Landing. We've been talking about Lucky for a while, so we might as well stop beating around the bush. Lucky Landing was added to the game on March 1st of this year, and it quickly became a pretty highly contested area and a favorite starting spot for Ninja and Dr. Lupo in doubles. Lucky Landing features tons of weapons and chest spawns, and it also has a pretty unique layout compared to the rest of the urban locations on the map, featuring wider and longer roads and courtyards for more AR battles and less shotgun charging, although there are plenty of tighter areas if you want to do that. Lucky has also had a ton of low, middle, and high grounds for tons of vertical combat, and overall, Lucky Landing was a great addition to the game, and it has some of the most fun and exciting style of gunfights on the entire map. And finally, we're just going to dump all these into the number 1 spot, okay? It's the best way to do this. Season 4. That's it. That's right. The massive update that was rolled out not too long ago to kick off Season 4 of Fortnite Battle Royale. Season 4 made a ton of changes to the map, most notably the destruction of Dusty Depot, or half of it, and Baby Dusty. I call it Baby Dusty, people call it Factories. It's completely gone, and it was replaced by Dusty Divot, an arena-style area of the map where you pretty much just go to jump really high and then die. Season 4 has also brought along plenty of other small changes, such as the random craters at certain parts of the map filled with jump crystals and extra loot spawns. Even the legendary Tilted Towers wasn't safe from the Season 4 update, as a meteor ended up smashing into the center of the city, although it didn't destroy the whole thing like some of us were expecting it to. But perhaps the biggest change of them all was the addition of Risky Reels, a drive-in movie theater in the northeast section of the map. And up until Season 4, there was no denying that the northeast was pretty barren and unpopulated, and Risky Reels has definitely changed that up a bit, as it actually gives players more incentive to land in that region. And there's others. There's the supervillain base in the mountain over by Snobby. There's the X-Men mansion, what I call it, over on the east side as well. There are tons of new places. So what did you guys think of the Season 4 update? What was your favorite map change out of all of it? Or do you think they changed too much? There's also the studio over by Moisty Mire. They made Moisty Mire an actual place people want to drop with the really cool studio. You have the helicopter action scene. You have the green screens everywhere. It's a pretty cool place to drop now. And there you have it, my friends. Those are 10 of the biggest map changes in Fortnite so far. Are we done? Probably not. They are going to keep evolving this map, but there's going to come a point where it gets too full, and either they're going to have to expunge it or they're going to give us a brand new map. But that is a video that I did the other day if you guys want to go check it out. Let me know what your favorite place to land in Fortnite Battle Royale is. Check out the playlist below of all the other Fortnite videos and turn on your notifications. If you made it all the way to this video, you are a true supporter of the channel. So make sure you turn on those notifications so you never miss an upload. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you soon.